This is the American birth rate. For most of the last century, it held steady, enough to replace the population and then some. Then it didn't. In 2024, American women had fewer babies than at any point in recorded history. Fewer than during the Great Depression. Fewer than during World War II. And the trend line isn't turning around. To get why this is a crisis hiding in plain sight, you have to understand one number, 2.1. That's the replacement rate, the average number of children each woman needs to have for a population to stay the same size. One child replaces each parent. The 0.1 accounts for children who don't survive to adulthood. America hasn't hit 2.1 since 2007, and the gap is widening. Today, in more than half of all American counties, more people are dying than being born. The country isn't shrinking yet. Immigration is filling the gap. But the engine that built the American century has stalled, and nobody knows how to restart it. The story of how America stopped having families begins with the generation that couldn't stop having them. After World War II, the United States experienced one of the largest baby booms in history. Between 1946 and 1964, 76 million Americans were born. The average woman had nearly 4 children. Then the birth rate started falling. And for a while, nobody worried. Women entered the workforce in record numbers. College enrollment surged. The birth rate was declining because women had more options, not because they couldn't afford children. And then came 2008. The Great Recession didn't just crash the housing market, it broke something deeper. In 2007, the birth rate was 2.12, right at replacement. By 2009, it had fallen to 1.93, and it never recovered. The standard explanation is economics, and the economics are real. The average American now carries more than $37,000 in student debt. The median home costs nearly 6 times the median income, double what it was in 1985. Childcare in most states costs more than in-state college tuition, but the economics don't fully explain what's happening. Because birth rates are falling fastest among the Americans who can most afford children. Since 2007, the birth rate among the highest-earning American women has fallen nearly twice as fast as among the lowest-earning. These aren't women who can't afford children. These are women choosing not to have them. The real shift is harder to capture in a chart. It's cultural. Americans are marrying later. The median age of first marriage is now 30 for men, 28 for women, up nearly a decade from the 1950s. They're spending more years in education. They're prioritizing careers, experiences, and personal freedom in a way previous generations simply didn't. When researchers ask Americans under 40 why they aren't having children, the number one answer isn't money. It's that they haven't found the right partner. The second is that they want more leisure time and personal freedom. Economics is third. Here's what happens when an entire country stops having children. The population doesn't just shrink, it ages. By 2034, for the first time in American history, there will be more Americans over 65 than under 18. The labor force shrinks. Fewer workers means fewer people producing goods, paying taxes, and funding the social programs that support the elderly. Social Security was designed in 1935, when the average American lived to 61. Today, they live to 77. And the ratio of workers to retirees has collapsed from 16 to 1 in 1950 to fewer than 3 to 1 today. Schools close, hospitals strain. Entire communities built around families find themselves without families to serve. It's already happening. In rural Kansas, schools have consolidated 3 towns into one district because there aren't enough children to fill the classrooms. In parts of the Rust Belt, the population pyramid already looks like Italy's. America isn't alone in this. Virtually every wealthy country on Earth is below replacement. But America's decline is happening at a moment when the safety net is thinner, the political system more divided, and the faith in institutions more fragile than in any peer country. The rest of the developed world is shrinking from a position of social strength. America is shrinking from a position of social fracture. No country has ever reversed a birth rate collapse once it fell below 1.5. A handful, France, Sweden, Denmark, have managed to slow the decline with generous family policies, paid parental leave, subsidized childcare, direct cash payments to families, but even they haven't returned to replacement. The question isn't really about policy. It's about what kind of country America wants to be. For 75 years, American prosperity was built on a simple demographic formula: a growing workforce supporting a manageable number of dependents. That formula is breaking. And the data suggests it's not a choice Americans are making reluctantly. It's a choice they're making deliberately. The birth rate isn't just a number. It's a story about who we are, what we value, and what we're willing to sacrifice. Right now, America is telling a story it has never told before. And the next chapter hasn't been written.